Inside Jehovah's Witnesses, there's a court system most people never see. It used to be called a Judicial Committee. You remember those days, folks? That was just last year. In 2025, though, this year, Watchtower quietly scrubbed that word and they replaced it with a committee of elders. Doesn't that sound a lot softer? Well, today I'm going to show you why that change matters. First, in the Danish news, and we ran this investigation several months ago when it came out. And the Danish news are calling this a parallel legal society. And then we'll search the 2024 Elders book together, tons of hits for judicial, and finally the 2025, where it disappears. So we're going to take a look at that. Let's look at the Danish news. And first of all, let's thank Larchwood. Larchwood, Larchwood's out there. He's right on top of all of this stuff. We don't really know who he is. He's really knows his stuff, and he's on Reddit as Larch. What's his name? Reddit call? Larchington. On Reddit. So thanks again to Larchwood for all of your hard work. It gives us guys a chance to make a video out of this stuff. And I like how you put the research material in here. It saved me having to look it all up again. So here it is, thanks to Larchwood, the research material, the parallel legal society and Jehovah's Witnesses at odds with religious freedom, experts say. And the recognized religious community Jehovah's Witnesses has an internal set of rules where religious leaders can rule in cases involving everything from smoking to murder. And that's a fact, folks. That's in the Elders book. And it goes on to say in Denmark, there are 173 congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses, each led by a religious council and a so-called council of elders. And the council consists of up to 12 elders and the religious leaders of Jehovah's Witnesses who, according to the secret manual, must judge according to a set of rules based on biblical sources. Imagine 12 elders, and I read that also in the New Elders book. They haven't really changed that one. They can have up to 12 elders, I think. Imagine going to a judicial meeting with 12 elders, all men. Let's say you're a woman. All men, 12 elders. Well, anyways, no women on the crew. They're not allowed. And the types of violations including smoking, premarital sex, murder, and child sexual abuse. Violations that, according to the handbook, the elders must investigate and judge. If there's proper evidence, the harshest sanction is expulsion from the congregation. According to several former Jehovah's Witnesses that the TV2 has spoken to, the Council of Elders are more important to many members than Danish authorities. And one of Danish's leading experts in the religious law, Lisbeth Christoffersen, a professor at Roskilde University, excuse my poor English on that. Well, she believes that this is a parallel legal society which can be problematic for several reasons. And the challenge is when what lies within the religious community is an expression of religious freedom, and when it is an expression of assuming a general legislative competence that one should not have, she says. So there's a lot more on this. There's another article here that I got from Larchwood's post. Former Jehovah's Witness had to monitor others as if I was part of the police. So this is true. This guy's on TV too, and he was interviewed by the news, and he gave the news here in Danish. I played a bit of it, but it's just in Danish, and he's just talking about it. So it goes on to say the religious organization Jehovah's Witnesses monitors its members to see if they violate the organization's internal rules. And this is a criticism from David Maygard, the guy here in the video, who is a former ministerial servant in Jehovah's Witnesses. And he tells how the congregation leaders instructed the surveillance and closed meetings. And it seemed as if I was part of a police force where you had to go and patrol the members' doing and goings on, he tells TV2. And so the chairman, an association for people who have left the religious community, this Simon guy is also a former JW, and he recognized what he was saying. So anyways, that's it. We go over to the next article I have queued is Disfellowshipping, right from Jehovah's Witness website. Larchwood had that linked. And this is what it says right off their website, Watchtower the 15th. I guess they're going to have to kind of change a lot of this stuff. Maybe some of the wording. Anyways, it says a loving way to treat the outside. There can be no doubt that this is tragic when someone is excluded, but it does not have to end there. We can all contribute to that. Exclusion serves its purpose. Elders who have the sad responsibility of telling a wrongdoer that he will be disfellowshipped. You see, they're using that word disfellowship. They're going to have to change that to be in compliance to their new religion, their new elders book. Disfellowship doesn't exist anymore. Removed, maybe. They really softened it. So this is what this was about, disfellowshipping. Right at the bottom here, it concludes, disfellowshipping is a necessary arrangement that helps us to live in harmony with Jehovah's standards. Whose standards? Watchtower's standards. This is not God's standards, folks. God doesn't need to disfellowship you. Anyways, that's my 2 bits. We're going to go into the elders book and show you a few things. So let's just transition to there. Okay, now we're going to get into the fun part, Shepherding the Flock book. This is the Shepherding the Flock of God, the 2025. Here's the 2024 and earlier. This one, a lot of you probably have seen various elders carrying this secret handbook around. And when we put in the word judicial into this one, judicial, did I spell it right? Oh, yeah. 180, 200, 280, going, 290, 300, 329. I hope I blew this up enough for you to see it. 329. It topped out at 329 times. Judicial, if you can see on the first rate in the index, Judicial Committee, preparing for judicial hearings. This is how they're getting into trouble with a parallel legal system, folks, is this elders book. So what did they do? They went to this elders book, and we still have judicial in here. 0 times judicial. But if you think of it, folks, what did they really call a judicial committee? Oh, yeah, committee. They called it a committee. Let's punch in committee. See. Oh, wow. Look at it go. It's rolling. 200, 300, 363 times. Committee. Even more than judicial. So now they've flocked this all under the word committee, and committee also means a group of 3 elders could be used for gardening, landscaping, service committee. Let's say something to do with field service, they might need some committee, 3 elders. So there's different committees it does go through, but so it talks about determining whether a committee of elders should be formed. There's a whole chapter kind of dealing with that in this book. And then in Appendix A, they stuck everything in Appendix A, and that's where you have a formation of a committee. That's quite interesting, Appendix A. That's where all the bad stuff is, folks. That's how they really whitewashed this elders book. If you look through here, no judicial no more. No judicial. What about disfellowship? Disfellowship. Zilch. I'm going to see if it was in the old one. Disfellowship. Oh, yeah. Just coming up. 22, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 117 times. That peaked out disfellowship 117 times in last year's book. This year, you can't find it. Can't find that word. So 117 times. Previously reproved, disfellowshipped, appointment brothers. Allows disfellowshipped or disassociated family members to move into his home. Committed a disfellowshipping offense years ago. So right in the table of contents, you can see this is right at the start of the book, or chapter 8 here, appointments of elders. A lot of disfellowshipping going on. Or talking about it anyways. So then we get into the new elders book, and it doesn't show up at all. Nothing under the word disfellowship. Well, then you might ask, how are they doing it? How are they getting rid of people? It still hasn't changed. Oh yeah, the wording has changed. You just got to know the wording. Remove or removed. Let's say removed. 20, 30, 35 times. So, wedding party, removed. Let's just look through a few of these. Removed or disassociated individuals. There you go, folks. That says it all right there. Removed or disassociated individuals. Same thing. Do you allow them to live in your home? Assist them to return? Association with. So there's some of the removed. Removed from the congregation whose lifestyle grossly conflicts with the Bible principles. Who has been removed from the congregation or disassociated himself, and who has been removed from the congregation or has been disassociated. So that's the new word, folks. Removed, no longer disfellowshipped. It really makes the this shepherding the flock a lighter looking book, but underneath it all, it's still the same book. Okay, folks, so here's the takeaway. Independent reporting called this a parallel legal society, elders acting as judges on everything from smoking to murder. And it's the same now, even in the new book. It's just rephrased, polished with different words, leaving words out, taking words away. And the 2024 book openly used judicial language and procedures, where the 2025 book keeps the machinery but relabels it to committees of elders. So changing a word doesn't change the system. And whether you call it a judicial committee or a committee of elders, it's still an internal court with real world consequences. Disfellowshipping, shunning, and records that follow you. The rename looks less like reform and more like reputation management. So if this helped, share it with someone who's been through a committee, a disfellowshipping committee. And if you're leaving and you need support, we list resources at xjwfriends.com. So bye for now. Keep living your life with love, not with rules. Just keep loving. And we'll see you on the next video.